In this video, we're going to walk through a quick and easy flow that compresses files to a zip archive and then uses the Cloudmersive Advanced Virus Scan API to check that archive for viruses, malware, and other content threats. Please note that you'll need to have the Advanced Virus Scan API uploaded to Power Automate already to follow along with this video. We covered how to do that in another video. Uploading this API as a custom connector allows you to set your Cloudmersive Enterprise endpoint to increase bandwidth, and it also gives you access to advanced scan API features that aren't available in the published Cloudmersive Virus Scan connector. To get started, let's go ahead and click Create. I'll be using an instant Cloudflow for my demonstration, and I'll be manually triggering this flow with a few file inputs to create my initial zip archive. On the flow diagram page, we can start by setting up our file inputs. For a manually triggered flow like this one, we can click on the initial manual trigger, and then we can click Add an Input to select file inputs for our flow. I'm going to zip 3 files in my demo, so I'm only including 3 file inputs here. Once that's done, we can use a Cloudmersive file processing action to create a zip archive with our file inputs. Let's click Add an Action, and then let's type Cloudmersive into the search bar. We can scroll down until we find the Cloudmersive File Processing Connector with the purple logo. Just a reminder that if we haven't used this or any other published Cloudmersive connector in Power Automate yet, we'll first need to create our connection by entering our API key. We can get this API key from our Cloudmersive account page. Once we create our connection, we can go to the actions list, and then we can look for an action called Compressed Files to create a new zip archive. This is our basic zip compression API, and we can find other and more complex versions on this list as well. We should see this action near the top of our list, and we can click on it once we find it. We can use this action to compress up to 10 files at a time. Like I said, I'm only compressing 3 files in this video, so I'm going to go through and enter dynamic content from each of my 3 manual file upload triggers into the first 6 parameters here. When that's done, we can incorporate our advanced virus scan action. Let's click Add an Action, and then let's click on the Runtime dropdown and select Custom. Here, we'll find all the custom connectors we've uploaded in the past, and as we can see, I have a few duplicates here from demonstrating the upload process. Let's go ahead and select our Advanced Virus Scan connector now. From the actions list, let's select the first action called Advanced Scan a File for Viruses. To configure this action, let's start by placing output content from our zip compression action into the input file parameter. Next, let's enter a random name in the file name parameter. Below this, let's click Show All to enumerate our advanced virus scan parameters. In here, we can set all of our advanced custom threat rules. As a reminder, this is all in addition to a rigorous virus and malware content scan. We can make sure the files we zipped don't contain executables, scripts, password-protected files, macros, and a range of other threats. We can simply select true or false values from each dropdown, And we can enter a string that says permit JavaScript and HTML in PDFs down here if we're okay with PDFs containing extra code. If we leave this blank, the API will automatically flag PDFs containing JavaScript and HTML code. Now we can wrap up our flow with a quick condition. We can ask our flow to only create the zip file if the whole file is clean. Let's click Add an Action, and then let's search for the condition control. In the first Choose a Value box, let's select output content from the advanced virus scan action called Clean Body Result, and then let's set that equal to true. Now let's go into the true branch of our condition and click Add an Action from within there. Let's find a Create File action, and then let's go ahead and configure that to save our zip file within the folder we want. We can use the output content from our initial compression step to generate our file. Now, when we run our flow, the zip file will only be created if the contents pass a thorough threat scan through our custom advanced virus scan connector. As I mentioned earlier, if we set our own enterprise Cloudmersive endpoint in the custom connector, we can achieve excellent bandwidth and keep our data localized within a private or managed cloud instance. That's all there is to it. If you have any questions at all, please check the video description for a link to contact our sales or support teams. Please like the video and subscribe to our channel for more Cloudmersive API demonstrations in Power Automate.